Smarter banking for life.
Breaking right now, flashpoint in Minneapolis. The National Guard called in to quell the violence.
And tonight, local departments with the message they want you to hear.
The Verified team on rumor patrol.
We're tackling two photos that are appearing all over social media that falsely link one of the officers involved to President Trump and other political motives.
Dine-in drama, the restaurant taking the governor to court.
The owner says the rules just aren't fair.
And how do you begin to offer comfort in a time of tragedy?
A hug, a gesture, just depends on the situation.
Tonight I sit down with one of the helpers, offering healing in the wake of the tragedy in Virginia Beach. It's a big night of news. 13 News Now at 11 starts right now.
A loud and violent demand for justice.
Is a large fire inside AutoZone.
Protest and chaos erupt from Minneapolis to Los Angeles. Tonight, the dramatic shift in tone and the planned protest here in Hampton Roads. We began with the crisis in Minneapolis unfolding for a third night now. I'm Nicole Livas.
I'm David Allen. Let's get right to it. These are live pictures from the city right now. The big development tonight, Minnesota's governor has activated the National Guard to respond to the violence. All of this in the wake of the death of George Floyd. The video has been seen millions of times worldwide. A Minneapolis police officer with his knee on Floyd's neck has drawn outrage. We have team coverage tonight, starting with Zoreen Shah.
In Minneapolis, family members, community leaders, and law enforcement all calling for an end to violence. Demonstrators grieving and angry over George Floyd's death at the hands of police. Wednesday night, officers fired tear gas and rubber bullets, but ultimately lost control. Protesters left at least a dozen buildings on fire, and one person found shot dead. Frustration overflowed to other parts of the country. Los Angeles demonstrators linked arms, blocking traffic on a busy highway. A day later, outrage on the streets of Denver. Other gatherings centered around healing, like this scene in Houston, Floyd's hometown.
We ain't going over there to riot. We ain't going over there for no violence or none of that. We going over there for the peace, to build our community.
Meanwhile, federal law enforcement said they're conducting a robust and meticulous investigation, but no decision has been made on charges. The president also weighing in.
And I've asked the Attorney General, FBI, and the Attorney General to take a very strong look and to see what went on, because that was a very bad thing that I saw. I saw it last night and I didn't like it.
Do you think those police officers should be prosecuted?
I'm not going to make any comment right now. I can tell you, I think what I saw was not good. Very bad.
The video is difficult to watch. ABC News has confirmed the police officer leaning on Floyd's neck until he loses consciousness is Derek Chauvin. Chauvin and 3 other officers were fired. The mayor wants Chauvin arrested. Surveillance footage shows an officer pinning Floyd's hands behind his back. He does not appear to seriously resist, contradicting an earlier police statement. Floyd's loved ones called him a gentle giant. Former NBA player and close friend Steven Jackson said losing him was like losing family.
Floyd is one of the strongest people you know. But to hear that scream and that cry for help in his voice.
Records for the officers involved were released. It shows that the officer who had his knee on Floyd had 18 complaints filed against him and was disciplined twice. Zoreen Shah, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Back at home tonight, a protestive one in Norfolk. Expect bigger demonstrations here in the coming days. Black Lives Matter 757 is hitting the streets tomorrow, demanding justice for George Floyd. Demonstrators plan to gather at Fort Monroe in Hampton and at MLK Park in Norfolk. The combination doesn't stop there. Police chiefs in Hampton Roads today told us what happened in Minneapolis cannot happen here. We heard from the top cops in Virginia Beach, Newport News, and late tonight, Hampton. All 3 agree this will impact relations with police. Another chief going as far as to say the officers involved should be jailed. Angela Vargas puts our team coverage forward in Norfolk.
The officer with his knee on his neck should be terminated, should be fired, should be charged with murder. The officer standing around should be fired, should be terminated, should be charged with murder.
No mincing words, as Norfolk Police Chief Larry Boone explains the Minneapolis officer's use of force was not lawful.
My heart and thoughts goes out to that family. I know the community is sick and tired of this kind of behavior from some officers.
Boone says a memo was sent out to his officers here in Norfolk, reminding them of the use of force procedures.
I have instructed my staff to reiterate that that type of action will not be tolerated. My officers, I hope that they know that if I receive a video such as that, actions will be swift.
All right, Angelo is live for us in Norfolk tonight. And Angelo, what did the chief say you should do if you see an officer acting like this?
Well, the chief explains if someone has taken video or sees any type of officer misconduct, to contact the Office of Professional Standards. Then an investigation will immediately begin. David?
All right, Angelo, thank you. Leave it to some bad actors on the internet to spread rumors and conspiracy theories. That's where the Verify team steps in. Jason Puckett found some pictures that may have popped up in your feed. They might not tell the real story.
We're tackling two photos that are appearing all over social media that falsely link one of the officers involved to President Trump and other political motives. First, this photo. On the left, Officer Derek Chauvin kneeling on George Floyd's neck. On the right, what is claimed to be Chauvin wearing a Make Whites Great Again hat. Now, these are both real photos, but this photo here on the right is not Derek Chauvin. It's Jonathan Riches, an infamous internet troll. Here, he's posed as the uncle of the Sandy Hook shooter and as a Muslim supporting Hillary Clinton. We can't explain why he does this, but we can verify he is not the officer involved and that the images claiming they're the same person are false. Then there's this picture of another man at a Trump rally in Minnesota. Multiple posts claim this is also Officer Chauvin. It is not. Not only do they not look alike, the Minneapolis Police Union confirmed that, quote, none of the officers in the incident were near the Trump rally. Meaning we can verify the claims that this photo shows Officer Chauvin at a Trump rally are also false. Look, folks, George Floyd's death has led to a lot of deep discussions and protests around the country. Disinformation and rumors here are harmful. These false claims try to steer the narrative and insert political motives using false evidence. We'd urge you not to share these images and send us any others you might be seeing so we can check them out for you. With your Verify, I'm Jason Puckett.
All right, let's take you back live to the protests in Minneapolis. We just saw equipment belonging to the National Guard heading toward the demonstration. We'll keep an eye on this for you and bring you new developments on air and online as we get them.
All right, let's get to the other big story we are following, the ongoing fight against coronavirus. More than 39,000 Virginians have battled it now since this all started. And tonight we learned 1,100 more people tested positive. And starting tomorrow, Virginia's mask mandate goes into effect.
You will need to wear a face covering when going inside any public spaces. The order applies anywhere inside where people gather. That includes public transportation and retail stores. Governor Northam says police will not enforce the order. That's up to health departments. Children younger than 10 do not have to wear face masks. And out of Richmond today, an announcement a lot of people were waiting for.
So today, I'm announcing that as of tomorrow, other public beaches in Virginia may open to recreational activities as well. Social distancing will be required, and we will still maintain restrictions similar to what you saw for Virginia Beach.
We know leaders in Hampton and Norfolk pushed the state to open their beaches. That starts tomorrow. To Virginia Beach now, he says he can't stare at empty tables inside his restaurant anymore. Now, the owner of Abbey Road Pub says he's taking the governor and the head of the state police to court. He told Allison Basil he hopes he won't be the only one.
It's been a bumpy 3 months for restaurants.
It's been absolutely horrible. I personally don't think we ever should have been shut down.
Abbey Road Pub and restaurant owner Bill Dillon says sales plummeted 64% in March.
Now, April, we did takeout and delivery. We did our best. We were down 93%.
He's utilizing outdoor space, but with capacity rules and the unpredictability of weather, he's fighting to move inside.
My lawsuit says that the governor does not have the authority to shut any businesses down under a state of emergency.
Dillon says he filed this 6-page document Thursday against Governor Northam. In it, he's asking for $850,000 in damages and to have his indoor dining open. He says only one lawyer would take the case for $100,000, so he's representing himself. The suit is not yet available in the clerk of courts system.
Painful for me to see the helpfulness and the distress in my fellow restaurant owners.
The document says the governor has limited authority during a state of emergency and can't decide how businesses operate. He says the mask requirement was icing on the cake.
Any potential visitors that want to come, you have choices. People have choices. They're not going to put masks on their 10-year-old children.
Governor Northam's press secretary says they don't comment on litigation and that he will continue to make decisions based in science and public health.
If we get a lot of lawsuits, maybe something will happen.
Dylan hopes other restaurant owners follow his lead.
Not going to be me alone that's going to make it happen, but I want everybody else to get on board too.
In Virginia Beach, Allison Basil, 13 News Now.
Ministry in the midst of chaos.
Always before I go out on a case, regardless what it is, I pray that God will give me His words, His strength.
He's one of the silent heroes who comforted Virginia Beach on its darkest days. Tonight, I sit down with Chaplain Steve Gray, one-on-one.
A lot of the showers and storms are gone for now. I'll let you know when they come back.
We're glad you're up with us on this Thursday night. David and I will meet you back here in a little more than 2 minutes.
Win free farmers market deliveries from the Neighborhood Harvest for a month. Just visit 13newsnow.com, features, sweepstakes, and enter for your chance to win fresh food delivered from their local farm. Official rules and entry at 13newsnow.com.
Now through the end of May, shop the Rooms to Go Memorial Day sale with ease. Shop safe, shop smart, and shop when you want, in-store or online. There's plenty of time to save on great-looking new furniture. Now through the end of May at Rooms to Go.
Memorial Day swimming pool savings at Virginia Leisure. Save $900 to over $3,000 off complete pool packages with everything you need. Special 0% interest financing available. Plus, we make it fun to stay home at Virginia Leisure in Chesapeake.
You're ready to drive again, and not just to the neighborhood store. In a new Honda, you can enjoy the open road with powerful performance. And your money can go farther too, because Honda holds its value better than any other auto brand. Your Honda dealer is offering flexibility, like shopping online, so you can purchase with confidence. Get your new Honda today. KBB.com's 2020 Best Value Brand.
Memorial Day hot tub savings at Virginia Leisure. Save up to $6,000 off the MSRP on Hampton Road's largest selection of hot tubs. Spas starting at $29.99. All backed by our best quality at the best price guarantee. Only at Virginia Leisure, North Battlefield Boulevard in Chesapeake.
When America needed us to build, we built. Masks, ventilators, shields. When frontliners needed support, Ford dealers answered. And now we're open and ready to serve you, with exciting special offers and deals across the Ford lineup. Stop by a Ford dealership or go online. We've made it safer to shop, easier to buy. Now get 0 for 84 on F-150 and Ranger, or 0 for 60 on Super Duty, all with 3 months deferred payments.
It's the Rooms to Go Memorial Day sale. Right now, brighten your room with this versatile sofa chaise, just $8.99 or $15 a month interest-free in your choice of colors. Shop and save during the Rooms to Go Memorial Day sale.
We are back live now in Minneapolis, where it is going to be a long night. Protesters throwing rocks, setting fires. This is also happening in nearby St. Paul, Minnesota, while some residents are pleading for them to stop. Now, this stems from the death of George Floyd while in police custody. Specifically, one of 4 officers held his knee to his neck as he struggled to breathe. One of these fires in Minneapolis is at the 3rd Precinct. Now, those 4 officers have been fired, but many want to see criminal charges filed. Minnesota's governor has called in the National Guard. We will be sure to keep you updated on overnight developments on Daybreak beginning at 4:30 a.m.
Now to this. How do you find the words to offer comfort to a community in its darkest hour? That was the challenge for Steve Gray after a city worker opened fire in Building 2 at the Municipal Center, taking down 12 of his co-workers. Gray is a chaplain for the police department, a helper who offers healing in a time of tragedy. I recently sat down with him to talk about the toughest day on the job. They are quiet heroes in the city's darkest hour, pointing us toward the light with words of encouragement,
trying to make some sense of the senseless.
Once always before I go out on a case, regardless what it is, I pray that God will give me his words, his strength.
Steve Gray is one of nearly 30 chaplains in the police department.
When they see a chaplain, they kind of think upward. They think that you're a representative of God.
Minutes after the mass shooting, Gray found himself doing ministry in the midst of the chaos, offering comfort to families waiting anxiously to connect with loved ones.
How do you provide comfort amidst all of the uncertainty?
You listen very well and wait for an opportunity to say something that might help or might not help. A hug, a gesture, just depends on the situation.
Chaplain Gray was present as several families got word that a loved one had not survived.
Most of the time they feel guilty. It's usually the first emotion that comes up for the most part. There's always different ones, but they usually feel guilty, like why they weren't there, they couldn't get a hold of them.
As dark as it was on 5/31, Gray says there were signs of hope. The flowers, the messages and teddy bears brought to the makeshift memorial outside Building 2.
Now, I don't know that if everybody was peaceful within themselves, but there was a peace.
And a sense, he says, that people were searching for something.
Maybe at that point, a lot of people wanted us to pray for them. Yeah.
Pray about what?
Pray God's peace, blessing, and his understanding.
We live in a fallen world, Chaplain Gray says. Sadly, things like this are going to happen. But what better way to honor those we lost than to remember again what we promised ourselves that day? To open our hearts to opportunities to look at things differently.
Well, you learn more to put aside all the things that don't seem to be important and draw even closer to your friends and neighbors.
Steve Gray is not a pastor or a police officer by trade. He told me 9 years ago he simply felt called to do something different with his life. Several events are planned to remember the victims killed 1 year ago this weekend. The theme, Light the Path. Tomorrow you are encouraged to wear blue and decorate your homes with white and blue lights. A virtual ceremony is planned for Sunday. All right, Chief Meteorologist Jeff Lawson joins us now with your certified most accurate forecast.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it is going to be rather wet in spots. I can guarantee you that over the next couple of days, like it was today. Right now, pretty nice evening out there. LFCU camera up at Town Center in Newport News showing again the water with the fountains there looking all pretty lit up. Nothing at all on radar. In fact, I pointed this out at 6. It was just absolutely lit up with pockets of heavy rain, some heavy thunderstorms at 4 o'clock when Tim was doing the weather. At 5 when Evan was doing it, less action. And by the time I got on at 6, this will take you back to about that time. Here we go, about 6:20. There was not much out there, and of course what was left quickly died, so that is good news. Again, a lot of people wanted to get out and take a walk, maybe go for the first time to some of your favorite restaurants, even though you have to sit outside. I saw downtown Norfolk, Granby Street, packed with people eating. Meanwhile, 74 out there right now, southerly winds at 9, but look at the humidity, 91%. I don't think that'll cause a lot of fog tonight, but it will give a little bit of fog maybe in a couple of spots. In general, just breezy and warm. The risk of a shower is very low, probably on the order of 10 to 20%, and that is it. Meanwhile, again, a few heavy downpours today, but they weren't necessarily at any of the observation sites, although you picked up almost a ½ an inch in a short period of time up there in Hampton, almost an inch in Elizabeth City. So a lot of spots at least got several tenths of an inch today. Meanwhile, readings are in the 70s. They're not going a whole lot below that tonight. You can see 72 from Hampton to Portsmouth over to Virginia Beach, pretty similar in Moyock. We had some of those storms today. Again, we were under a level 1 risk on a 5-tier system. The lightest color here is level 0, meaning just sort of, quote, normal thunderstorms. That's what we're expecting around here tomorrow, while central Virginia and especially northern Virginia northward have a chance for some stronger storms, especially from D.C. on up into areas of Pennsylvania. So, again, some thunderstorm activity around here during the day tomorrow, but not much tonight, not much in the morning. A stray shower, temperatures start off very mild, upper 60s to low 70s. After that stray shower chance, then we get the scattered stuff developing during the afternoon, just like we did today. A few heavy downpours during the evening. Some stronger storms west of us should tend to die out, hopefully, as we get into the evening, keeping, again, some of that stronger stuff west. And then on Saturday, I think we'll have, again, some rain, but not as heavy and not in as many spots, with temperatures coming down just a little bit compared to what we saw tomorrow. Again, not much out there right now, but the system out to the west is certainly going to move in over the next couple days. So breezy, warm, low risk of a shower, low 71 tonight, tomorrow 84. Scattered showers or storms mainly in the afternoon into early evening, breezy and very warm. And then 81 on Saturday. About half of us will see rain at some point. That might even be a little high, but pretty close to upper 70s to near 80. 71 on Sunday will probably be the nicest day of the weekend, although cooler. Monday, Tuesday, we start back up and looking pretty good to start next week.
All right, we are monitoring that situation in Minneapolis, the city burning as protests rage on for a third straight night. That is a live picture, folks. Among the buildings on fire, the police department's 3rd precinct. Yes, a long night ahead. Stay with us.
Catch the Window World Sports Report on 13 News Now.
When you need a vehicle you can count on, trust Toyota to be here for you.
Buy a RAV4 with $1,000 cash back or 5 years of no interest financing. Plus, defer your first payment for up to 90 days. Toyota.
When you care for your home, you care for the future of your family.
You got it? Good job.
Look, Mommy.
You provide a place for them to grow.
Mom, can you help me with this?
And a place where memories are created. Don't let basement, foundation, or crawl space issues take that future away from you. Call JES Foundation Repair today so we can protect the place where you make memories.
What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing, it's just too little love.
Our world has changed, but our calling has not. This is why Food Lion Feeds is working harder than ever to make sure no neighbor goes hungry. Because this is our home, and that's our Food Lion.
Here's to the road ahead. Trust Toyota to be here for you.
Now lease a Highlander for $359 a month. Or buy and get $750 toward your down payment. Plus, defer your first payment for up to 90 days. Toyota.
There's no way around it. The pandemic created some big challenges, but leave it to the spirit of Hampton Roads to shine through. Total strangers helping neighbors in need.
A nonprofit on the peninsula is mobilizing young people to serve while staying at home. Ashley Smith has that story.
For many communities, the need for volunteers is constant and continues to evolve during the crisis.
Having individuals, whether they're adults or young people, feeling like they're part of the important work that needs to be done on a daily basis, but especially now that we're all, in this together trying to come out on the other side.
Katie Morgan is the executive director of Youth Volunteer Corps of Hampton Roads, a nonprofit based in Newport News that involves young people ages 11 through 18 in volunteer opportunities. Summer will look different for the group this year, as its camp program has been impacted by COVID-19.
We're working with fewer staff members, and we're also reducing the camp participation numbers by 2/3, but keeping those groups small, knowing that we can keep that social distance.
The organization is also holding virtual service projects and learning sessions to keep youth engaged in lending a helping hand.
It was important to us to make sure that we were still serving the organizations that we partner with, but that we were giving these middle and high schoolers the opportunity to feel like they weren't isolated and, confined to their homes.
The nonprofit is asking for financial support to continue helping young people develop skills through service amid the pandemic.
They have to be able to develop those cross-cultural competencies and understand the needs of others before they can really feel like they're making that meaningful impact.
Ashley Smith, 13 News Now.
For more on how you can help the Youth Volunteer Corps of Hampton Roads, open up the app or log on to 13newsnow.com. We have a full list of resources posted on this story. And sports is next, so stay with us.
everyone's scoring with Jimmy from his house.
Would you guys mind making love? It'll be the first time, baby.
This week, it's Lisa Kudrow, Sean Penn, Dakota Johnson, and Howie Mandel.
Oh, I'd watch that.
Jimmy Kimmel Live from his house. New all this week on ABC.
So, as you'll see from the analytics, Brendan, are you listening?
I'm pretending to. Yes.
Excuse me?
You guys have got to see these amazing offers from Checkered Flag. Like 0% financing for up to 84 months, plus no payments for 90 days on select vehicles. Okay. And get this, Checkered Flag is always haggle-free, commission-free, and they have a 3-day money-back guarantee. They'll even deliver my new vehicle right to my house.
I like that.
I feel like a winner.
Makes you want to go put my pants on.
Love it.
Yes. Wow, that's great.
Memorial Day swimming pool savings at Virginia Leisure. Save $900 to over $3,000 off complete pool packages with everything you need. Special 0% interest financing available. Plus, we make it fun to stay home at Virginia Leisure in Chesapeake.
ECPI gave me the confidence I needed to go to an online class when I traditionally preferred the in-seat environment. Missing out on the hands-on stuff was non-existent. What you do in the simulated environment is just exactly what you would do in real life. With a mechatronics engineering degree, it opens so many doors in the technology field, from robotics to advanced manufacturing, computer-aided design. It gave me different options. I mean, I've never had a better experience than I have with ECPI.
Learn more at ecpi.edu.
You met on an app. Delete it.
Why?
He's the one. You have a birthmark. In the shape of Texas, you think it looks more like Arkansas.
How do you know that?
I see something else. A star with 3 points. You're in a Mercedes.
Yeah, we wish.
Wish granted. With 4 models starting under $37,000, there could be a Mercedes-Benz in your very near future.
Memorial Day hot tub savings at Virginia Leisure. Save up to $6,000 off the MSRP on Hampton Road's largest selection of hot tubs. Spas starting at $29.99, all backed by our best quality at the best price guarantee. Only at Virginia Leisure, North Battlefield Boulevard in Chesapeake.
And now, the Window World Sports Report with Scott Cash.
Redskins looking to make improvements on defense. Pick Chase Young with their first pick in the draft. New defensive coordinator Jack Del Rio expects him to be an impact player.
It has an opportunity to create not only disruption and a problem in terms of how the offense deals with them, but also creates opportunities for others. So it can in effect kind of raise the level of play throughout the defense. Moving to linebacker, Ryan Kerrigan still at the heart of it all, but he's got help. We think we have some depth in that group, and we're going to play. We're going to try and get everyone involved, and obviously there'll be some fierce competition for playing time and roles. Remember, Josh Norman is gone from the secondary. The front office has been busy making the back four better. You know, we looked at a lot of needs as we got here and talked about, you know, the wish list of approaching, you know, filling holes on defense and giving us a chance to be competitive. Del Rio has been around for a long time now, so he has a pretty good idea what traits make for a successful defense. I think you have to be tough. I think the toughness part is not just physical. I think the large part of that is mental, and that's where we're going to see a lot of growth. NASCAR racing in Charlotte tonight. Let's just pick it up relatively late in the race. 83 laps remaining when Kevin Harvick would pass Bowman for the lead. Harvick, it's been a while since he's finished out of the top 10, but this is Bowman trying to play catch-up. It did not work. That pretty much ruined his night. 28 laps to go. Harvick gets caught up behind a lap car, and Chase Elliott, who was faster anyway, drives on past for the lead. Elliott has had heartbreak the last two races. He had the fastest car in both of those. Tonight, it paid off. He drove all the way to take the checkered flag.
It feels awesome. Just, man, it's a tough week for sure. We've had some tough losses, but that deal on Sunday night was a heartbreaker.
Great to see Chase Elliott finally get the win, his 7th of his career. I'll have much more on the race tomorrow at 6.
Scott, thank you. Back live to the protests in Minneapolis, a third straight night of chaos. We have seen several buildings on fire, including the 3rd Precinct. This stems from the death of George Floyd while in police custody. Specifically, one of 4 officers held his knee to his neck as he struggled to breathe. Those 4 officers have been fired. All right, Nicole, that does it for us. Have a good night. I'm David Allen.
C.E. Thurston and